All right, today we're going to talk about something absolutely critical for any business, big or small. It's cost structure. Now, if you get this right, you're literally building on solid ground. But if you get it wrong, well, that's what we're here to talk about.
Okay, let's kick things off with a big question. I mean, we've all seen it, right? Super passionate people with incredible ideas start a business. So why do so many of them end up failing?
And the answer, more often than you think, has nothing to do with a bad product or a lack of trying. It's because they run out of money. And when you trace that back, it almost always comes down to a single fatal flaw. They just didn't have a real handle on their costs.
So here's our game plan for this explainer. We're going to start with why your cost structure is your blueprint for profit. Then we'll get into decoding your costs, the huge difference between fixed and variable costs, how to find that all-important break-even point, and finally, how to use all this knowledge to optimize for growth. All right, first things first. Let's get one thing straight. This is not just some boring accounting exercise. This isn't just about filling out a spreadsheet. Understanding your cost structure is one of the most strategic things you can do because it is the actual foundation your entire business is built on. So what is a cost structure? Well, it's not just a list of things you pay for. It's an active process. You're identifying, you're categorizing, and you're evaluating every single dollar that goes out the door. Think of it as the architectural plan you need to build a business that can not only survive, but actually scale.
Okay, so if it's a plan, how do you actually draw it up? It all starts by breaking things down into manageable pieces. To really get a grip on your costs, you have to sort them into clear, logical categories.
And this framework right here is a fantastic way to think about it. You've got costs to create your product, costs to actually make it, costs to market and sell it, costs to run the daily operations, and of course, costs for your team. Every single penny you spend, whether it's on a software license or a sales bonus, should neatly fit into one of these buckets.
Now we get to something that is an absolute game changer. Seriously, understanding the difference between these two types of costs, fixed and variable, is one of the most fundamental concepts in business.
And the difference is actually pretty simple, but it's incredibly powerful. Fixed costs are predictable. They're the bills you have to pay no matter what. They're your baseline. Variable costs, on the other hand, are dynamic. They go up and down right alongside your sales.
Let's make this real. Your fixed costs are things like your team's salaries, your office rent, those software subscriptions that hit your credit card every month, and insurance. It doesn't matter if you sell one thing or a million things, you still have to pay these.
Now, variable costs are totally different. They're directly linked to your sales. We're talking about the raw materials you need to make one product, the box you ship it in, the commission you pay your salesperson for closing a deal, or the money you spend on an ad that brings in a customer. If you have no sales, these costs are basically zero. Here's a super simple way to think about it. Just look at your own budget at home. Your rent or mortgage, that's a fixed cost. It's the same every month. But your grocery bill, that's a variable cost. It changes depending on your activity for the month. It's the exact same logic for a business.
Okay, now that we know the difference between those two costs, we can unlock one of the most powerful numbers in all of business, the break-even point. This is the magic number that tells you when your business officially stops losing money and starts paying for itself.
So what is it exactly? Well, it's that perfect, beautiful moment of balance where the money coming in exactly equals the money going out. You're not making a profit yet, no, but crucially, you've stopped losing money. It's the starting line for profitability.
And the best part? You don't need some PhD in finance to figure this out. You only need to know three things: your total fixed cost for the month, how much you sell one unit for, and how much it cost you to make that one unit. That's it.
And here's the formula. Now, don't let the math scare you. It's actually super simple. You just take your fixed costs and you divide them by your selling price minus your variable cost. That little number on the bottom is really important, by the way. It's called your contribution margin, and it tells you how much money each sale contributes to paying off those fixed costs.
So let's just say you plug in your numbers, and this is what pops out. 500 units. That is your break-even volume. That's your target. It means you have to sell 500 units every single month just to cover your bills.
And this is why that number is so powerful. So what? It means the 501st unit you sell? That's pure profit. Unit number 502, more pure profit. Suddenly, your sales goal isn't just some random number you pulled out of thin air. It's a precise, meaningful target that your entire team can get behind.
So knowing your numbers is fantastic, but it's really just step one.
The real magic happens when you start using that knowledge to make smarter decisions and actually accelerate your growth. This is where cost optimization comes into play.
First, you've got to play detective. Pull up your expenses and ask the big question. Where is most of the money actually going? Is it the price of your raw materials? Is it your labor costs? Or maybe it's how much you're spending to get each new customer. Knowing this tells you exactly where to focus your energy.
And once you know where to look, you can start taking real, concrete action. Maybe you can find a way to make your manufacturing process a little more efficient. Or maybe you can call up your software vendors and try to renegotiate a better deal. You can fine-tune your ad campaigns, or just find ways to streamline your day-to-day operations.
And finally, you gotta track your progress, right? You can't just make changes and hope for the best. By keeping an eye on a few key numbers, especially that ratio of fixed to variable costs, you can see in plain black and white whether the changes you're making are actually making your business healthier.
And all of this, it all leads to the one big strategic question you have to keep asking yourself. This isn't just about cutting costs for the sake of it, it's about alignment. Does your cost structure actually allow you to sell at a price the market will accept? Does it fit with your brand? And most importantly, does it support where you want to go in the long run?
So, I want you to remember this. Your cost structure is so much more than an accounting document. It's the architectural blueprint for your entire business strategy. If you master it, you're not just managing expenses. You are actively engineering a profitable and sustainable future for your company.